Welcome back to Sappers Unscripted, ladies and gentlemen. We have Casual Bias Rugby, Brett Burns, and of course me, Brevin Herbst. This is episode whatever, because we are getting
27.
so deep into 27, but we're getting so deep into this podcast now that we're not going to even count the episodes. We're just going to carry on and keep going. Remember to like, subscribe, follow all our socials. We really appreciate you guys, so just keep it up. And obviously, guys, another weekend of Champions Cup coming up. We're going to go through the fixtures together, give our predictions, give our thoughts, and let's just get right into it. I know Mr. Burns hates that, but we're going to get right into it. So, first up, we start with Glasgow Warriors versus Toulon. This is obviously going to happen at Glasgow Warriors' home ground. What are we saying, gentlemen?
Well, obviously, we didn't do a results podcast. But I mean, Glasgow Warriors were absolutely robbed in their game against Exeter. Now, I'm not saying they were the better team throughout the game, but there at the end, with that controversial penalty or that controversial try, I wanted that to stand with all my heart, even though we predicted Exeter to win. Glasgow has been very impressive. I've got a soft spot for Glasgow, and I'm going to say Glasgow to win this game. They're going to give it their all to beat Toulon, and I think they do it, especially getting that home ground advantage.
Toulon by 22.
Oh, that is ridiculous, Brett.
Well,
Toulon by 22.
I have
It's not
the
even
form,
going to be a
I have the form in front of me in this competition. Glasgow have gone a loss, a win, a loss, and Toulon have gone a loss, a loss, a loss. So it's basically
Played well against Munster at the start, and we said how shit Munster is. Now, of course, Munster didn't play bad at that game. But Glasgow is better than Munster, and Munster beat Toulon quite comfortably. Toulon they are shit. They are wank. I am not taking a 22-point victory for Toulon as a serious prediction, Brett.
I think this is going to be the upset of the weekend. This was my game that I'm calling the upset of the weekend, and I think something's going to turn for Toulon, and it's going to be this game.
People don't follow Brett on predictions, please. Please.
I just get them. I just get 99% of my predictions right. I mean, every Super Brew pool I'm leading. So I don't know. Take the guy that's leading every single prediction pool, or go with somebody else. Up to you. Not my monkey, not my circus.
Brett, when it comes to this podcast, you are a serial loser compared to Casual Bias. I am the prediction king, and Cardiff. Glasgow is definitely beating Toulon, okay? That is a fact.
I can see we're not coming to an agreement here, so we'll just move right on.
No, Brevin, what is your prediction?
Oh, my prediction. Of course. Ooh, it's a tough one. I think Toulon's going to take it by 2. Yeah, I'm more of an Edinburgh guy. I'm not a Glasgow guy, so I'm going to go Toulon by 2. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Connacht or Connacht or Canala or whatever you call them versus Bristol Bears. Obviously happening at Connacht's home ground. What are we saying here?
I've got
it's going to be Connacht is winning that game quite easily. I saw firsthand how absolute dog shit Bristol Bears is this weekend when, like, the Stormers players, Leland Zas, like, says, hey, yeah, have a free try, and they still can't beat us. So, no, they cuck.
Well, Bristol Bears is 4th on the log, and Connacht is last. And I'm going with the Connacht victory as well. This is my upset of the weekend. If you look at the I'm not sure, can you say it? The gambling odds or the betting odds on these two teams. Connacht is massive underdogs. I'm backing them to get a good victory. They are playing home, and they're going to beat these fraudulent Bears that couldn't even beat a half-strength Bulls team.
Yeah. However, if we look at the stakes, we have Bristol Bears who are somehow still able to qualify, and Connacht obviously cannot qualify. So Bristol will be giving it a good go, but I just think Connacht
They can still qualify.
No, they cannot.
If
Not
they
for
beat
the.
Bristol Bears with the bonus point, and Saracens doesn't get anything from their game, they end on 6 points. Saracens stay on 5. Bristol
Oh,
Bears stay on 5.
they have 1 point at least?
Say again?
No, does Connaught have 1 point on the log at least?
Yeah, they have 1
Okay,
point.
well then, it's all to play for then. All to play for. So
I
yeah,
know, I like it. I like the
I'm
answer.
gonna go for Connaught there as well. Obviously, I think Bristol are going to travel terribly, and they're definitely going to be beaten there. So at least all three of us agree on that one.
Yeah,
Next
we
up,
just don't agree on the pronunciation of Connacht.
Connaught, whatever we call it. But next up, we have Harlequins versus Ulster. This is going to be tasty, and it's at Harlequins' home ground.
Well, in my opinion, the game of the weekend was Harlequins versus Cardiff, especially in that first half. What a game that was! Cardiff actually put Harlequins on notice there for a second, right? Because they were in the lead for large parts of that first half. Ulster getting form back, but I don't see them beating Harlequins. I'm going with the Harlequins victory. Comfortable, 12 points.
Yeah, for me, Harlequins has probably been the most up and down team of the whole competition. They would have one of the best games of the season, and then the very next game, it's as if there's no team chemistry. So this is a tough one for me to call. I'm going to say Quins to take the win, but it's going to be very close.
Something that could add to the excitement of this game is Quins have already qualified, where Ulster has not done it. So Ulster will go full sledgehammer on this game, where Harlequins might not even put out their strongest team. Obviously, we're doing these episodes in advance, so we haven't seen the teams yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a Marcus Smith or Andre Esterhuizen just to give them a bit of a break. And then Ulster, if they do that, then I'm switching my prediction to Ulster. But of course, we're acting like every team puts out their strongest team, so then you have to go Harlequins. But that could be very exciting for this game.
However,
I do, however, think that Stephen Kitsov single-handedly can beat any team in the world because of the gingerness in him. So that's why I'm saying the game's going to be closer than it is. But
however, obviously we know Six Nations have all the teams have named their squads. Six Nation kicks off in 2 weekends, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not 100% sure that all players will be available. I don't know if
they are
they available? Okay.
All of them are available. This is their last weekend because this is the last weekend of Champions Cup before the long break. So
Okay, but yeah, if we look at the form, Harlequins go a win, a loss, a win, and Ulster go a loss, a win, a loss. So, it's tough here.
I also have some interesting stats here. Statistically wise, Harlequins in the whole competition, they have the most running meters of 1,800. They also have the most defenders beaten, 89. And they have the most turnovers won of 29. So they are leading on the stats poll of things.
Yeah, I think Harlequins will take that one. Also, like Brett says, just. Now we move on to a juicy one. Obviously, my team, the Vodacom Bulls at Loftus, take on the Bordeaux Bagels. Bordeaux Bagels have qualified. They have won all 3 of their games. They are through. The Vodacom Bulls just need 1 point to go through. So I think the Bulls will get that 1 point. I don't know about the team the Bordeaux Bagels are going to send, but I'm going to back the boys as usual. I'm going to say the Bulls will win this by 10.
I'm going to say Bulls are going to win it by 20. It's not easy to win at Loftus. I'm sorry, but if you're coming out of winter, coming into South Africa, who's in middle of summer. The only thing that could save Bordeaux by an absolute spanking is if there's another thunderstorm that we've been experiencing here in Gauteng for the last 2 weeks. But other than that, I think it's a Bulls runaway victory.
The
thing is, I'm also predicting the Bulls to win. And we actually predicted in the previous predictions that the Bulls are going to lose both without their main players. But they really impressed me in their game against Bristol. Like, they were very, very impressive. And I have to add to what Brevan said. I don't think Union Bordeaux sends their strongest team. I don't think we see a Benno coming this side. So I'm going with the Bulls, home ground advantage. They want to set the record straight. The South African teams are looking good in the tournament this far. They'll probably want to be the first South African team to qualify. So just get that done and dusted, knowing, listen, we can just put out our full strength team without our Springboks and then get the job done, and then we are sorted for the next round.
You're back to Bulls. Blink twice if you are being held against your wall. Casual. Wow.
All right. This next game, I think, is clash of the whole round for me. Leicester Tigers versus Leinster, obviously at Leicester's home ground. Leicester with a win and a loss, and Leinster with 3 wins. This is going to be tasty. However, do Leinster play their full strength now that they've qualified? Or is that even confirmed? Have Leinster qualified? Because I know your guys' group is very tight there.
Leinster have qualified.
Yes,
yeah.
Leinster's the only one that's qualified.
Okay. So that's going to be tight. But I think I'm giving Leicester Tigers to win this one. I think they're going to take it by 8 points.
I'll go first. I agree. I think the team chemistry in that team, they like South Africa. If they send a second string side, it's still better than most because of the team chemistry they have. I think Leicester Tigers, they only do well when their strongest team is on the field. When they make 1 or 2 changes, all of a sudden they forget how to play rugby, as we saw this weekend. Like 2 changes, and they were an amateur side. It was terrible. So I'm going to back Leinster to beat Leicester.
I agree, Leinster to beat Leicester, but I don't agree with Brett. I don't think Leicester Tigers looked average at all. I think this was one of those games where the scoreline really didn't reflect the game, because they were getting called.
Rassie Erasmus on the line.
I know. It is Rassie. He's telling me, listen, keep schooling Brett. Now, listen, Leicester Tigers for large parts, especially in the first half, dominated that game. The score was 7-0, and they had about 4 penalties right in front of the posts. And I don't know if it's some sort of allergy in the air that you don't take your points on offer when it's that close. And then in the second half, for large parts, they almost set up a house in the 22 of La Rochelle, but they just couldn't capitalize. So, and La Rochelle scored a couple of counter-attack tries, and La Rochelle looked very good during that game, but I think it was a much tighter game than the scoreline would reflect. With that being said, I think Leicester Tigers get smashed this weekend.
All that for that.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Defend them to do that. Nice. Now we move on to the... Yeah, what's up?
I was also going to say they're also playing against one of the best defensive coaches in the world.
That too. But now we move on to the battle of the losers of this whole competition, because Racing 92, where Sia Kulisi is, plays against Cardiff, both teams losing all 3 of their games. Battle of the losers, what are we saying?
I mean, can Racing 92 can buy all of these players, but they can't even buy a victory at the moment. They are shocking. Sia Kulisi, I don't know when his last victory was the World Cup final. Imagine that. Imagine having your last victory be in like 2024. I think Racing has got like 1 victory with him in the team, which is ridiculous. And they've got this elite golden boy fraudster on the wing, Henry Arundel. He is not good. He is not all this hype. I would take Louis Rees-Zammit way above him, and I don't even rate Louis Rees-Zammit.
Yeah, so it's actually quite concerning as a South African fan. Well, it should be for Sia Kulisi, because as you've just said, he's won 1 game since he's gone over there. They signed him literally because he's a superstar.
Yeah. Well, Brett's gone. By the way, I'm saying Racing to win the game. I will never predict Cardiff to actually win the game.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. We've lost Mr. Burns here.
Yeah. Okay. We're continuing the podcast. The two of us. We keep running, Brett. Brevan, let's go.
Let's keep going. So yeah, Racing to win that one. Sorry for the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. We are
This is South Africa.
unscripted.
You just got load shedding.
Probably.
Keep moving.
Next up, we have a decent clash here, actually. Munster, who haven't been great this season, versus competition favourites at the moment, Northampton Saints.
I mean, I can't be slandering Munster and then predicting them to win. I think Saints have been outstanding throughout the Prem, throughout the Champions Cup. Who's the home team? Is it Munster?
It's Munster, but Saints have won all three. I don't see them sending a strong side.
I'm not even predicting a winner. I'm saying this game goes 3 points the one way or 3 points the other way. I don't see this being a blowout victory for either team. Of course, Saints just smashed Average Bolognese as well. But Munster at home is always a very, very tight game.
Yeah.
But I'm going Saints to win.
I'm also going to go Saints. I just don't see Munster having it in them to pull it off, because I'm sure that they can still qualify. They have a draw and a win, so I'm sure they're somewhere in the mix there. But I think Saints will just pull it off. He's back.
Sorry,
he is back.
I got a phone call.
We got the OG back.
Still shooting. We can keep on going.
Where was that? What were we talking about?
You've missed one game prediction, it's Munster versus Northampton Saints. What you saying on that one? Munster is the home team.
First, before I say anything, I'm going back to what I was saying about Sia Kulisi. He should be trembling in his boots because Hachiba Daimani is literally wearing his Springbok jersey as we speak. Okay, what's the next one?
Munster versus Northampton Saints.
Well, we said last week that Munster's going to be the next zebra, and then they go and pull off one of the best wins of the century. So I think they're going to take that form and they're going to win by 2 points. Munster.
Brett, you know how hypocritical you are when you told me that is a fine when my phone just rang, and not even a minute later, your phone rings. But not only do you not kill the call, you completely leave the podcast for about 2 minutes. That is a way bigger fine than mine. Mine just rang.
I left the call and then the screen froze. And
the difference is
doesn't sound like
your phone rang on the side because you using a computer, casual. We filming on our phone. So if we get a phone call, there's nothing we can do. So cut us some slack. But anyway,
I think this is the last time that I'm using my phone because that was pretty embarrassing.
It's all right. The fans understand.
Next time someone at 8:30 at night.
I don't know. But next game.
This is a totally Safa's unscripted podcast. I mean, we've totally just went way off script. There is no script, but if there was one, this wasn't on it.
No, definitely not.
Let's get back on our what do you even call it? Virtual script? No, fictional script. Goodness.
Made up script, yes. So, guys, we have your team up next. Stade Francais versus the DHL Stormers. That is a big one for you guys. That is the big one. What do you guys say?
It's not. It's going to be an easy bonus point win. We're not going to give them the luxury of having a bonus points loss. Stormers to take all 5 points and a 17-point victory. It's not even going to be close.
The thing is, the Stormers have already qualified.
No.
Yes, they have. I'm going to explain you this. This is quick maths, Brevan. So the top four teams
saw something on Supersport that said you guys needed a certain amount. You needed.
Well, then we need 1 point, okay? Because La Rochelle is playing. La Rochelle is playing Sale. Yeah, for if there's a draw between La Rochelle and Sale, then we need 1 point because their points difference are better. So La Rochelle plays Sale. If there's a winner in that game, we qualify. Okay. Stade Francais versus the Stormers. They can't take. The only teams you have to worry about is La Rochelle and Sale, and they can't both win the game. So they just don't need to draw, and then we are through. But 1 point secures our spot in the next round.
Okay, fair play.
Actually, 1 point. We need a win because Tigers are tied with us, and La Rochelle 7 and Sale on 5. So if they win with a bonus point, that's 10. But then
Tigers are not beating Leinster.
I think
okay,
they're
but
going to.
listen, we haven't qualified yet. We just have to win. Stormers just have to win.
Brett, did you hear that?
No,
It was in my prediction. I literally said Leicester
remember,
will
he
beat
said-
Leinster by 8. Do you honestly think Leinster's going to send a full-strength team? And yes, they may be well-gelled, but I promise you Leicester's going to win that game by 8.
Okay, well, my prediction for this game now that we know we still need to win, is Boks by 35. Stormers by 35.
Well, it may as well be the Bok team because you guys hog all of them with the Sharks. But, yeah, I'm going to go Stormers as well. Stormers definitely to win that because Stade Francais have not been great. Obviously, it is cold there in France. Libok speaking about how it is in the negative degrees over there. So it's going to be cold.
He doesn't like that weather.
So, Brett is back and he's doing his thing again. There he is.
We don't know what's happening, boys. Move on
Okay,
to the next
Stormers.
fixture. This pod is a shambles.
We love it though. Okay, next up we have Saracens versus Lyon. Saracens are the home side.
Saracens to win.
I don't know.
No, Sarries put their team out. I just saw it now. Quite a strong team. They
Saracens
should.
know they need to win. Somehow they always get it done. I see them beating Lyon. Lyon has already qualified. Saracens to take this one.
Yeah, I can also see Sarries only being the only winner there. Next up, Sale Sharks versus La Rochelle.
That is massive. Whoever wins that game qualifies.
And that is obviously at Sale's home ground as well. Oof.
Yeah. At the AJ Bell.
Yeah.
I'm going because I want to see it. I'm going Sale to win and knock out the defending champions. I want La Rochelle to have the worst defense ever. I want to see the worst defense ever. And I want to see
I promise you, if you were not in the relationship that you are in now, you wouldn't have given a flying shit about Sale. So stop talking with your heart and start using your brain, please. Brevin, can we have your prediction, please? Because this oak is delusional.
Yeah, I have La Rochelle taking this one. I have them taking it by about 10 points.
Yeah, same. Easy one.
George Ford, Rob Dupree, masterclass. John Luke back, Ernst van Rijn. They're going to smash. Dante's out. Just saying.
Maybe. But I don't
come
like
back
it.
and say, listen, casual bias, once again, you are our daddy, and we apologize.
No.
Yeah, he's gonna say off air. He's gonna say, "Sorry guys, I just said that because my girlfriend's a Sale fan."
Okay. Next up we have a battle of the winners. Okay, the two teams that have won all their games. Toulouse versus Bath.
Toulouse. I mean, seriously, Bath, how they are undefeated, I do not know.
It's that Finn Russell magic.
They were so far behind against Racing 92. So if you ever have to chase the game against Racing on the form that they are on, you are not winning a single game against a decent team. They'll get spanked. To lose by 22 points.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
It depends because both teams have qualified. So I'm sure they will want to battle for first, however, because first does play 16th in the round of 16. So that is rough. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Toulouse to win that one, but not by 22. I'm gonna say by 10.
Guys, Toulouse is my current favourites to win this entire tournament. I do have some stats here. They're also the leading point scorers, 147 points. Most tries, 21 tries.
Of course, they played against Cardiff.
Oh, yeah.
And they played against Racing.
Line Line-out success, 97%. Clean breaks, 51. The closest to them is 35.
Sure.
I forgot they hammered Harlequins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the
Win.
stoop even. At the
Yeah.
stoop. That is not an
Okay, so
easy
that's
thing to do.
easy to lose to beat Bath.
Okay, and then the last game of the round. How did you pronounce them earlier, Casual? Something Bolognese, I think you called it.
Average Bolognese.
Average Bolognese. Okay, average Bolognese versus Exeter Chiefs. Exeter Chiefs winning all three, and Bolognese having a draw and 2 losses. What are we saying?
Well, the thing is, right, you can have teams play against each other and you know who's going to be the victor without even hearing the other team. Like, if I hear Avron Bayonne, average Bolognese, when I hear their name, I already know they're not winning the game. Like, I mean, seriously. Who are they even playing? They're playing Exeter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting spanked. I'm going Exeter by 48 points.
Whoa, that's right. That's right.
I think it's going to be Exeter by about 7 because I think they're going to send like a Z team. It's going to be atrocious. They're away from home. They have nothing to lose anymore. They've won all 3 of their games. I think it's going to be very close. Exeter will still win, but it's going to be very close.
Brett,
Yeah.
you could send the Viepia under 15 boys and they could beat Bayonne, and it's not going to be a close game.
Did they not draw a game? Did Bayonne not
They
draw?
drew the first game against
Toulon.
No, was it not Munster?
No, they can't play against Toulon. Might have been
Yeah, it was
Munster.
against Munster because Munster's the only side that have drawn as well.
Yeah.
So it's Munster.
And we said Munster is shit. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, that's Champions Cup wrapped up. I'm sure we briefly want to go through Challenge Cup. Mr. Burns, are you keen to take us through that?
No. So we don't. We said that we don't care about that. The Lions are going to win their game, and I don't care about the rest.
I fully agree. This podcast has been a shambles, but it's kind of been my favorite one. I'm not even going to lie. It just felt like we were talking some smack out here. Brevin,
Quick
take
one.
us away, please.
Quick
You are
one.
the host
Quick
for this
one.
one. What?
Average Bolognese in round 2. So they drew their first game 17 all, and then they lost 12-11 to Glasgow Warriors. And then round 3, what was their score there? Oh,
Saints
never mind.
messed them up. Yeah, Saints really.
I know. And my prediction was fully on watching the Saints game, and I was just like, okay, Exeter's also putting 48 past them. But yet, Exeter doesn't win games throughout the game. They just win every game in the last kick of the game. This is like the same thing they did to Munster, chasing the game the whole time, and then in the last 10 minutes, they just blew them away. So I'm changing it. So I'm going, instead of 48 points, I'll go Exeter by 42 points.
Okay, quick one. Scarlets, Edinburgh. Edinburgh's winning that game.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Okay, Glasgow versus Castres.
Glasgow versus Castres.
Yes. Castres Olympique.
What Glasgow is this?
Gloucester, man.
Gloucester. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Gloucester.
I'm going to go Gloucester.
Yeah,
Gloucester.
even though they
Ooh.
don't have their golden balls, boy.
Exactly.
Okay, Clermont versus Black Lion.
I'm going to go Black Lion just because I want them to win.
I want them to win too, but it's Clermont.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, we'll back the Georgian boys.
Pau versus Zebre Parma.
Zebre.
I want Zebre to win as well, but I'm going Pau because they've been very good in the top 14 as well. I think they're pretty high up on the table as well.
Is that not where Marvin Ori is, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, could be.
Some one of those teams.
Okay, and then Oyonnax that played against the Sharks and got absolutely hammered, or the Cheetahs.
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 There you go. Cheetahs to win the Challenge Cup as well.
Yeah. Benetton, Montpellier.
Benetton.
Montpellier has been bad. Have you seen? I think they lost on the top 14.
I mean, there's a lot.
They were behind 3-0. That was the most mind-numbing game I've seen, other than that bloody what's it called? Yeah, I don't know. So I just got a notification. Somebody logged into my TikTok.
That's not good. Okay, Brevin, take us away so Brett can go sort out his hackers.
Yeah, anyway, ladies and gents, this has been one hell of a pod. We have had everything from the OG leaving us to coming back to leaving to coming back. I mean, yeah, but we thank you guys if you stuck around this long. And if you have, leave a comment saying casual bias is clueless. And yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate you guys. We will see you on the next episode. And sayonara.
Okay, bye.
Adios, amigos.